when you first got started, everyone has a preconceived mindset when it comes to time and money. Um, and I just kind of want to dig a little bit into has your mindset on time and money changed, and particularly talking about scarcity and abundance when it comes to time and money.
Oh yeah, definitely. I tell everybody like, we hear like mindset, 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 and it's trendy, but unless you're really like in business or whatever you're pursuing, mindset is for me it's 90%, like having the courage, overcoming, self-doubt, overcoming whatever things you learn generationally or just growing up, whatever your background, your home environment, your family is like, you take on all their ideologies, and then when you're
Right.
trying to accomplish something bigger than anybody in your family has accomplished, it's a battle. And a lot
Yes.
of times my battle has been against myself, limitations that I put on myself, ceilings that I've created. So I will say in the beginning I was very fragile. I had that mindset like, oh, and I'll say this, I have a Christian background. So it's like, oh well, this probably isn't God. This probably isn't meant for me. And it's like you just said with Tom Brady, like, yeah, football wouldn't have been meant for him if he never got out there and practiced, right?
Right. Hmm.
So I had to overcome in the beginning, I was just very fragile. Like if an offer didn't get accepted, if I didn't have the money to pursue something in the way that I wanted to. Maybe I had the money to do marketing, but then if I got a deal under contract, I didn't know what to do because I didn't have the money to close, or I didn't have a strong network to sell that property to. I would, give up for some time. So I definitely would say, as it pertains to time and money and just the pursuit of what I desired, I very much had a scarcity mindset and a, well, maybe this isn't meant for me.
Hmm.
Maybe, it's not for me, which was an absolute lie. Like now I'm all about numbers. It's like, listen, you put enough marketing out there, somebody's gonna call you.
That's right.
Once they call you, if you know how to analyze a deal and they're motivated, you can get it under contract.
That's right.
There is unlimited amounts of capital available, like so much money, especially now that people are trying to get out of the stock market. There's so much money available, and you just have to keep consistently going. So to answer your question, because we can go to the
Yeah,
left or
I
the right with
know.
this conversation. Um, my mindset in the beginning was a mindset of scarcity. Even as I began to get some success and make some money, to this day, most of the books I read are about mindset. Most of the books I read are about abundance, and not for some vain, selfish intention. As you go from level to level, there will be more and more battles that you have to fight mentally, and
Yeah.
you have to stay sharp so that you just have, like you said, the stamina to keep going. Because some people would say, oh, you're doing 4 deals a month now, oh, you're so successful in all of these things. I still have lows, I still
That's
get
right.
burnt out, I still get super frustrated. Right now I'm frustrated. I have a property, I don't want to rehab it at all, and I just needed to sell. It's on MLS right now. I needed to sell. I know that the numbers, all of the numbers work. Like
That's right.
it's hugely discounted, but I have to wait, and I can't give up,
Right.
and I can't pout, and I can't take it out on my family because it hasn't gone under contract. Oh, it went under contract and then fell out. So to hear, the lows, went under contract this weekend, the next day they pulled out. But I
Yeah.
have to keep going.
When you first get started in any endeavor, you're going to have a preconceived notion, and then you're going to go through a shift of what it really is, and then you're going to have to figure out how you fit within that.
Yes.
And like the scarcity of money, when you first get started in any venture, and we're going to use real estate. So when you first get invested in real estate investing, and you're educating on it, you're going to have to come up off of your pocketbook a little bit. You're going to have to spend money on books. You're going to have to spend money on courses. You're going to have to educate so that you can be successful. And then, a lot of people have a hesitation in that. They're like, why would I give so and so this money to go maybe learn about something that I might do? Well, you're approaching it with the wrong attitude to begin with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you should probably start asking yourself, why do I give Netflix, $400 a year so that I can waste time? Why do I give, McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, five to $10,000 a year, and that's kind of average what people spend on fast food in a year, 5 to 10. Why do I give them $5 to $10,000 a year just for convenience? You know, when I can cook at home, right? So it's approaching it with the right frame of mind. It's an investment. Um,
Yes.
People often are very scarce with their money for the wrong reasons. I think it's good to be scarce with your money for the right reasons. Saying, well, I can't afford Netflix because I have to educate on what's going to provide me my dream life. I can't afford this because I need to do something that's going to be investing in myself. Um, and moving on to relationship with money. I know when I first got started investing in real estate, $1,000 was huge for me. And I'm not saying it's not still big now because I grew up where a $20 bill was a pretty cool thing to have. Me growing up, I mean, it was a lot of money, and $1,000 was huge. And now in my wife Tiffany and I's life, we are writing checks that are much bigger than that on pretty much a weekly or biweekly basis, and it's hard to kind of wrap your head around when you first get started in real estate investing on how your relationship with money has to change. Um,
Yes.
it's it has to shift. So, how did your relationship with money change?
I was like you, $1,000 course. What? Paying somebody, I just paid somebody $500 for a 1 hour call. Um,
Hmm.
and that's normal. I spend money on my education every month, whether I'm participating in a course, whether I'm paying somebody for a consultation. I pay to play at this point,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
But in the beginning, I did have a scarcity mindset. Like I would buy a book, okay, I'll buy a book. I'll buy a $10 book.
Hmm.
But or even marketing. I will say it took me years to I will say my I guess success or metrics were slowed down because of me, because of my unwillingness to spend what I needed to spend every month on marketing,
Hmm.
right? Because when you're spending money and some campaigns, like we keep very detailed key performance indicators or people who are
Hmm.
already in the industry KPIs.
Right.
There are months where we spend money on marketing where we may not get a deal off of that campaign, but we have to keep spending. And you'll look back at it and you'll see like somebody got our marketing piece in April and they're just now calling in August,
Yeah.
So I will say in the beginning, I very much had a scarcity mindset and
Hmm.
it was, penny pinching and is that worth it? And and you end up spending money anyway. You're either going to spend
Right.
it on what you need to spend it on or not, you know.
Yeah.
But I very much had a scarcity mindset both in spending money and then later I realized I had a scarcity mindset when making money. I remember when I first started making significant amount of money, I realized how afraid of money I was.
Yeah.
Afraid to not do the right thing, afraid of losing it. So I've had a long journey with my mindset and money. Now I would say like I continuously read. I'm always investing in myself and my education, so now it's shifted and it's healthier. It's not perfect though,
Yeah.
but I definitely have a healthier mindset now when it as it pertains to money.
Right. And that evolution of it all, listeners out there, it does not happen overnight.
Okay.
Um, the change when people say, "Oh, I'm changing my mindset," um, and I'm going to do it by reading this book, and I'm going to have a different mindset tomorrow. You you have to. embrace that with several different things. You have to embrace it with daily action. Your actions have to reflect the new mindset that you're striving for. You have to remind yourself, and I do that with daily aspirations. So, or affirmations, I'm sorry. So, my daily affirmations are the new version of who I'm trying to become, or they are reaffirming who I have become. So, um, it takes the daily action, it takes reminding, and then it takes constant work to evolve that. So if you're trying to change your mindset to become something else, and my listeners are probably trying to become real estate investors. When you're trying to change that mindset, just like you heard Tiffany say, it's she did a mailer back in April and didn't get something back until August. That's 5 months of, if that was your first campaign and you spent the majority of the money you had in your bank account on that, um, it would be very easy to say in month 2, wow, no one's called me.
Mhm.
This is not for me. There's no way I can keep going. Um, it's it's hustle, it's continuing to strive for success and not accepting a defeat as what your future state will be. Um, so that the whole mindset thing, it's very much like a continual process. It's a living thing. It's a living, breathing thing where people are, well, what's your mindset on this? Well, I can't tell you because I know where I am right now, but that's not where I'm always going to be. I know where I came from and I know where I am right now, but that's not where I want to be. Or that's not, I can't predict where I'm going to be.